Alright guys, before we start the video, I'm really sorry for the bad lighting. This might even change, the lighting will change midway through. That is just because I'm standing near a window. I live in Cornwall, the sun will go, the rain will come, and then they'll swap over again. All in the time it takes for me to make this video because it's Cornwall. Anyway guys, here's your boy Ryan Thomas from failtech.co.uk here, and today we're going to be talking about owning an iPhone 5 in 2016. So if you guys didn't know, I actually used to own an iPhone 5 and I did a video about owning one in 2015, which you can see. I'll put a link to it in the description, or you can click the screen right now. And it was a pretty good phone, but since then I upgraded to an iPhone 6, gave my mum the iPhone 5, which she still owns, and I made the video on it now, even though she's still owning it. She's told me what it's like owning one, what she likes about it, what she hates about it, and I'm going to tell you about that right now. Okay, let's start off with the pros. So the pros, for her, it's the size, because it's a 4-inch display and it's quite small. Obviously, it's very thin and it's a really small phone. For me, that would be a con, because I actually hate small phones because my thumbs are quite clumsy and I can't quite, type on it. I can't actually type on it right now. I can't go back to a screen that small, and I'm using one of the smallest phones ever, the Nexus 4, which is a 4.7-inch display, so it's a bit different. But yeah, the size she loves, because it's a small phone, so it's not huge, it doesn't take up loads of space, you can put it in a pocket. For me, I'm going to get into more pros. So we got the chamfered edges, which is kind of the edges around the outside that are kind of like edged or like beveled at the edges. So you've got like the flat sides, and then you've got the beveled edges. They're like chamfered edges. They're really, really nice. I love the feel in the hand of this phone. The iPhone 5, the iPhone 5S, and I do like it on the Nexus 6P as well. Really, really nice design, and it makes the phone really feel high quality. Okay, screen resolution is actually below 720p. It's actually at 326 ppi, meaning it's actually the same pixels per inch as the iPhone 6. So you're pretty much going to lose absolutely no quality. It's a really nice display. Colors are great. Apparently when you're filming those displays, it does seem a bit weird, but when you're actually holding them in person, the displays do look much nicer. And I would recommend it to anyone who wants a phone with a good display, because iPhones have always really, since the 4, had very good displays. You're not going to be able to see the pixels unless you're really focusing up close, and you're just going to have a great experience. The cameras are pretty good, as they are on all iPhones. Remember, this is using a Sony sensor, so you're able to get some decent performance. Obviously, it's not going to be very good in low light because of how small the sensor is, but it's still going to be pretty good. It's like miles in front of the iRuler video that I did, so basically the cameras are good enough for you to maybe even create a little bit of video on there, but definitely like voice chat and Skype and posting pictures on Instagram and Facebook, definitely good enough. 4G. It's the one thing I miss from all my phones going back to the Nexus 4, is that it does not have 4G, and 4G is a godsend. Especially where I live and the contract I'm on, I actually get 4G almost everywhere. It's really good. And 4G, remember, this phone actually came out in a very similar time to this one, and that had 4G and this one doesn't. So yeah, 4G is a big thing for me. It might not be for you, but for 4G is a very big pro from me. And performance. Okay, there are a few little stutters which I'll get onto in a second, but overall performance is very good. It runs games well, it runs video well, multitasking is good despite it's only 1 gig of RAM, and it's very good. The performance of it hasn't really changed. iOS is very well optimized, and this phone just chews through it. Okay, let's go on to the cons. So there, like I said, there are some crashes and some bugs, but that's to be expected of a phone that's almost 4 years old, or 3.5 years old now. So it's still a very good performer, but there are some bugs that you need to watch out for. They're just going to be little glitches and little kind of stutters, but you'll be able to carry on within the next 5 seconds of using the phone. And oh my god, does the phone feel precious. When you're owning a phone, unlike this, which is quite, even with a case off, I mean, it's glass on the back, which is quite precious, but it's not, the build quality isn't amazing. There's a lot of plastic used in it. Whereas with the iPhone, it is full metal and glass. So you really do kind of feel like you need to put a case on it. And when you put a case on it, it kind of takes away from the fact that it's, small, number one. Number two, that it's, it's a beautiful design. You do have to put a case on it. I would recommend that anyway, but it just feels really precious to hold in the hand because it's so small and so light. Okay, this is one thing that to start with, quite liked. I would have put it in a Pro, and that's the battery life. But as my mum has said, and said a million times, over time it deteriorates, and it's got to the point now where it's only lasting almost a full day. It kind of gets to about 7 o'clock in the evening and then kind of dies. So look at the lighting change. Just look at it. So it's probably not really good in terms of battery life. I wouldn't recommend, if you're getting one that's almost mint condition or brand new, then yeah, sure, but battery life does deteriorate, and in a phone with only 1440 milliamp hours, it's not very good. Okay, big one from me, but then again, I'm coming from a phone that does the same, so I can't say much. There is no removable battery and there's no expandable micro SD card storage. This is a bummer for me because I've used the iRulu and I've also used the G3, and they both had these. And going back to number one, my Nexus 4, and I keep referring to this, my Nexus 4, the iPhones, anything like that, you just don't get that expandability. And it really annoys me, to be honest, because I'd love to just put an SD card and expand my storage. I've got 16 gigs on this thing. You kind of have to buy what you think you're going to need over the next 3 or 4 years of owning the phone, unless you upgrade every year and then you've just got lots of money. Yeah, so you kind of just have to guess what you're going to need. Also, like I said, battery deterioration. If you get to the point where you need a new battery, you're going to have to take it to an Apple store to get it done. You can't do it yourself by just flipping the back off, putting a new battery in and closing that sucker. It's just not going to work. And quirks, again, kind of like the LG video, I do like my headphone jack on the top. The Nexus 4 does have this, and the older iPhones do. The iPhone 4 and the iPhone 4S, I believe, does this. But no, it's on the bottom on the iPhone 5, which is kind of annoying. I don't really like it. I like having it on the top, so I can just kind of put my phone in that like that. I don't really have to turn it around like that when I want to put it in my pocket. And there we go, guys. Sorry for the horrendous lighting change in this video. My camera settings haven't changed. I've actually got ISO on automatic, and now it's going to start getting lighter again. There you go. Like that. It really is like that. Oh my gosh. Anyway, guys, sorry for the horrendous lighting, but hopefully this video is kind of giving you an insight into what it's like owning an iPhone 5 in 2016. Overall verdict, my mum really likes it. My mum really likes her phone. The only thing she doesn't like is the battery life. The rest of it, she says she really likes. So that's it. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you later. Peace.